the silver lining to me again is that even shorthanded and with all these injuries, they seem to give you every game you're in the game, you're like, we can win this game. Like you haven't had that one 25, 30-point blowout.
Yeah, but we've been talking about this for a while. This team has an identity crisis. They don't know who they are because they haven't had everybody, so they can't figure it out. But B, you don't know who you can count on beyond Book and KD.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just don't know who you can trust night in, night out with this group, and you can't get consistency until you figure that out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when your team is built around a big three and you don't have the big three, and majority of the players filling out the rest of your roster on vet mins, you kind of could use your big three.
Yeah, I mean, but I agree, but again, like I feel like we can't use that excuse all year long. You know what I mean? Like,
no, you can't.
Because there's going to be other points in time, even when the big three do jump on the court at the same time. Inevitably, one of them is going to, need a day of rest or whatever. And I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting a little worn down with saying the big three.
I think you are, and I think everybody is. And I also think beyond just the big three, we have to remember, like, this is a brand new team, a completely brand new team. Look at the Timberwolves. Last year, they were a joke. Look at where they are right now, at least this year so far. Now, will they continue to be that? Only time will tell. We don't know for certain, but things have clearly clicked in some capacity for them. I'm not saying that we have to wait until year 2 of this project. Hopefully it comes a lot sooner, but you could still find your chemistry. You could still click, and it could still happen for us at any given moment.
Yeah.
And I think this would be different if 2 of the 3 big three had been injured this whole time, and not this weird dance of Book's in, KD's in, Book's out. Beal's here, but Book's out, KD's, if you keep switching around who's in and out, and it's not even consistent in who's injured, that makes it even more difficult to figure it out because, okay, you don't have your point guard in Devin Booker, so KD's got to play everything. He has turnover issues. Then Book comes back and KD's injured. Like, even that consistency has lacked. So while I agree, you can't sit there saying we're waiting for the big three. I just need at least one of these guys out there for an extended period of time so this team can figure out anything they are at this point.
I also would say this, and I do agree. They do need time. But again, like, the thing that's going to happen is no matter what happens this year, if they don't win a championship, it's a failure, right? In most people's eyes. Mm-hmm. I don't think that this season is going to be beautiful. I don't think at any point in this year are we going to sit there and be like, oh, they've figured it out and they're in peak, fluidity out there. I just don't think that that's going to happen. I think we're going to see some awesome basketball. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't think in terms of chemistry, ball movement, the whole 9 yards, that they're going to find that this season. It's going to be a little bit of an ugly ride, right? But I do think it will inherently get better as the season goes along. And by the time we get to the playoffs, you're hoping that they're good enough to win a championship. And then if they have to come back, well, they will come back. They're the favorites to win a championship next year because now, guess what? They got the chemistry going and everything. That's the hope. And I think that's what everybody's hoping for. But there's just such a long way to go. And there's still 60 games.
Well, the sad thing is the best ball movement and the best everything we've seen was in the preseason when they all were actually
playing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is the thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lynn.
No, I'm just saying, like, it sucks. I get it, but it is what it is. We're gonna have to. We're on the ride. We can't get off. We're gonna have to figure it out until the end of this season, and hopefully the ride gets a little more fun here in the near future.
Yeah, I'd like to. I know we keep saying big three. Inevitably, hopefully that's what's going to happen. But I'd like some consistency from 2 of those guys. And I'm not talking about 3 games, 4. I'm talking about a nice 10-game stretch where these guys are just flowing. The rotation is back to being set because I think with 2 of them, we are good enough. Then when you add that third one, it's potentially going, that gets you over the hump. But I don't know. So I kind of see what Saul's saying. I don't know that it's going to be pretty because we can't predict injuries. But I don't know. It's just my opinion. I do feel like this team at some point this year is going to hit a stride. And they're going to get better defensively. They're going to hopefully health helps that. And they will go on a run. I got a lot of confidence in this basketball.
My question and my concern, I'll just say it like this, is the unknown. Do we have the type of coach or coaching staff to be able to figure out how to best utilize these three when they're all on the court together as efficiently as possible, like you've seen some other teams do? I don't know.
Yeah.
That is a wild card.
I don't think you should be asking those questions yet.
No, I'm just
You're
saying.
getting way ahead of yourself.
I'm just saying. I'm saying. Listen, this is what our job is to talk about basketball
I
and talk about
understand
things.
that, but I'm saying
since we're going
right
to whatever.
Hypothetically.
Hypothesize?
Hypothesize. Thank you.
You got it.
Damn, I always got to go with this extra stuff.
If we're going to hypothesize about the big three, I'm going to hypothesize about the offense and how it looks. And at times, without the big three, at times it has not looked pretty at all. There has been times when even with KD and Book both on the court, or just KD or just Book, it has not looked fluid enough, right? And so my concern is that you add a third person, and then how do you figure it all out?
Yeah, my Corvette without the engine looks like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't go. I mean, there's all sorts of things. And I think with Vogel, you look at what he did with Stars in LA, and he won a title. So I don't know. The only answer we know about this team, and we know for a fact, is if Bol played, they'd be undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well, that and everybody on the roster should be traded.
Yeah,
that's the stuff that gets crazy. Another thing, can I please remind people that the Suns are playing. They're playing good teams. Like Denver's a good team. The Lakers record ain't showing it. You saw they could beat anybody on any given night. The Sacramento team, very good team. And so these guys are not robots. I was having a conversation with my son watching the game the other day, and he had to kind of dumb it down and keep it very simplistic for me. Watch that guy play bad. He's not a robot. They're not going to play good every game. And it's that simple sometimes. And so they'll be fine. They've played some tough teams in some tough games. If this was happening against bottom of the league type guy, then I'd have a whole different feeling.
I mean, listen, we rolled through the entire league when we set the record a couple years ago for regular season wins. What
Did
was
it matter? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still got your ass handed.
Did we win a
games.
championship?
Nope.
No. Like, there is no perfect season. There is no first 20 games dictates what happens in June.
That's right.
Like, all I'm asking is for everyone to just take a deep breath.
Chill the hell out.
Go outside. Do something fun over these next 3 days. Like, I get that Suns basketball has not been as enjoyable as we've been spoiled with over the last couple of years. There are still, they're learning. These are valuable lessons. They're going to figure it out. You guys are killing me right now.
I got a
Y'all are
positive
killing
for you,
me right
Lindsay.
now.
You want to hear what the positive is?
What?
Trade Machine Tuesday can start again because in 7 days is December 15th. So let's fire that bad boy up again.